Hi to all my lovely viewers, my name is Olya, and last month I had to make my luggage and to move to another country. But it was not the first time for me, not the second, and even not the third one. Because during last 10 years I lived in 6 countries. Which countries? My native country, Belarus. After that I moved to Russia, Libya, Turkey, Azerbaijan, Georgia. 6 countries. And every of these countries I lived at least for 1 year. That's why I think I can consider myself cosmopolitan. These are completely different countries, and today I want to share with you which conclusions I made after living in such different countries. But first of all, let me tell you that the choice of these countries was quite random. I never sat down and decided which country I would like to go next and to live in. That was all happening to me quite organically. Just the circumstances of my life were changing, and I had to move, or we had to move all together with my family just because of my husband's professional career. The first, and I think the most important conclusion that I made, that everywhere live people. Yes, just people like you and me. People that have same problems and cares everywhere. People in all countries that I stayed, actually they have very similar problems and worries. For example, how to stay healthy and live a happy life. How to find a good job that lets you to travel and not to think about future. How to raise happy children and give the opportunity to get a high quality education. Actually, I think these questions are familiar to everybody who is watching this video right now. So believe me, people worry about the same things as in European Belarus and in African Libya. For the first sight, these are completely different countries. What can unite these 2 countries? However, I changed my point of view after I stayed in Libya for 1 year, after I met a lot of locals. I understood that actually we are all the same. This understanding helped me a lot not to get stressed when moving to the next country. Because maybe you noticed as well that people who never went abroad, for them every foreigner is a little bit alien. They don't know what to speak about with him, how to communicate with them. They are getting very stressed in the community of foreigners, people who do not look like you. So after staying in different countries, I'm sure that people are everywhere people. You can always find some common things to speak about and maybe to learn something new. The next point I would like to share with you, I noticed a very interesting fact that every nation considers itself maybe just a little bit but more unique and special than other nations. Please don't understand me wrong. I don't want to reduce merits and importance of any nation. Of course, all nations are important and unique, but it took my attention that every nation thinks it's a little bit special. In some countries, people can think that their sense of humor is better than in other countries. In some countries, people think that their strength of mind is well known all over the world. Somewhere people think that their nature is the most beautiful in the world. Some people think that their religion is the right one. In some countries people think, and let me tell you the secret, actually in every country people think that their cuisine is the most delicious cuisine in the world. So the points can differ, but everybody is sure that for some reason they are better and a little bit special. Let me tell you examples from Russian culture. We have so many anecdotes and jokes that one day meet together American, Russian and German guy. And something happens, blah blah blah, and what do you think? Who at the end wins and becomes the most clever and smart? Of course, Russian. And believe me, when I went to any country, in every country I heard the same jokes, but just the hero was the local. So this is just one example, but anyway, I think that in every nation people tend to think that they are very special, no matter how numerous the nation is. As for me, it's a little bit dangerous way, and let's remember that all nations are important and special. The next one I would like to speak that after staying in so many many and different countries, I'm sure that the human being can get used to any conditions. Sometimes something that is very strange to you right now, maybe 2 or 3 months later, it becomes your new standard. For example, when I arrived in Azerbaijan, I was so stressed and depressed that you cannot use water whenever you want. There are some special hours when the water is supplied to all apartments. You have to run home, not to miss these hours, and to fulfill your special tanks that you will be using the next 24 hours. So the schedule was so difficult for me from the beginning, but just 2 months passed and I was organizing all my life according to these hours. If I was at work, I took taxi and was coming home, not to miss these water hours, because otherwise you cannot make food, you cannot wash your dishes, you cannot wash your clothes, and it will be a very strange smell at home. But this is the system. If in Libya, from the very beginning, it was a very strange for me that young men cannot enter shopping center on Friday if they're alone, if they don't have any women with them. It was really very strange for me. But just 6 months later, when I was in a shopping center and I saw a group of young men, the first I was thinking about is how they managed to enter the place. When in Turkey you got used that everybody is so kind to your baby, everybody is laughing with him, joking, and after that you come to Russia and nobody is looking even on his face, nobody is speaking to him, and he's smiling and making hello, but nobody gives any answer. You are like, why nobody is looking at my baby? Same when I came to Belarus and I got used to cross the street running. But in Belarus, even before you reach the distance of 1 meter to the road, all the cars are stopped and they are waiting till you cross the road to the opposite side. And there is no stress and hurry about this process. Or when during 2 years you eat only fresh bread from bake, and after that you come to other country and you cannot understand how is it possible to eat bread on the second way or even after it was in the fridge. Also, this point is about that all the standards just are in our heads. Actually, there are no standards, there are no rules. And we can accept and get used to every new rule or condition in the world, no matter if they are better or worse. The next I would like to speak about is that after changing 6 countries, I understood that people tend to store so much. What I mean? It doesn't matter how you try to be minimalist or not to buy lots of useless things in every country, still one day comes that you have to move and you cannot understand how to pack all that luggage and not to exceed 30 kilos that I allowed for airplane. I don't know, maybe among those who is watching this video, there are people who can come to the country at least for holiday and live with the same quantity of kilos, but I don't have this superpower. That's why no matter if you try to practice less consumer behavior, still after 1 year you find at home endless souvenir plates, national scarves and lots of pictures that you brought from street artists. And I would like to finish my story with a very contradictory to the very first point that all people are same. I would like to highlight that yes, all people are same, but still we are very different. Every country has its traditions and it takes time to understand what is right and what is wrong in this particular country. But you cannot understand this just visiting the country as a tourist. But you can solve this when living in the country for a long time. Because after 1 year you are not a tourist anymore. You learn how to go to Arabic wedding in Libya, or what to bring to a birthday party in Georgia, or why your Turkish neighbor brings you a plate of eshure and what you have to do with this plate later. All these details actually are so interesting. This first time you learn and you feel like a child. But a child who knows that everything is possible. Even to find a job without acquaintances in Arabic country, even if you're a woman, or to learn a new foreign language from the very beginning, or to solve how to pay heating and electricity in Turkey. Definitely traveling opens our minds, and I wish to feel all these special moments to all of you, even if now you can travel only in your neighbor town. Thank you for watching this video, share your ideas in comments, and see you in my next video.